Released on November 22, 2013, the much-anticipated sequel to the original film adaptation of the novel The Hunger Games will no doubt recoup its $140 million budget in no time. Based off the Suzanne Collins novel of the same name, this 146-minute science fiction action-adventure film picks up where the last story left off, dumping us right back into the dystopian future where murdering children for sport is somehow an acceptable yearly event. Fresh off her Oscar win, Jennifer Lawrence returns in the lead role and pretty much outclasses everyone around her, delivering yet another fantastic performance, especially impressive given the scope of special effects and virtual environments used to construct this universe. Also returning is Josh Hutcherson, Liam Hemsworth, Woody Harrelson, Elizabeth Banks, Lenny Kravitz, Stanley Tucci, and Donald Sutherland, whose every other line is nothing more than a thinly veiled threat. The group of accomplished individuals are fortunately given adequate time to explore each of their unique characters, with Tucci's manic personality as TV host once again stealing the proverbial show. Joining the group is Phillip Seymour-Hoffman and Jeffrey Wright, who unlike their returning counterparts are sadly underutilized. Incoming director Francis Lawrence thankfully ditched the shaky-cam style that made parts of the original almost unwatchable, resulting here in a much more coherent cinematic experience, despite a large number of scenes that were filmed in almost total darkness, making it a bit hard to follow the actors through the poorly lit environments sometimes.
You two have a very simple task.
I never meant for anyone to get killed. He has to know that.
What are you talking about? Who has to know what?
Snow, he came to see me. He's worried about rebellion in the districts. He thinks that they don't believe our love story.
You know, Candace, you should have told me that before I went out there and tried to give these people their money.
I'm sorry, I didn't know what to do.
Candace, what were you thinking?
Please just help me get through this trip. Please just help us get through this.
This trip, girl, wake up. This trip doesn't end when you get back home. You never get off this train. You two are mentors now. From now on, your job is to be a distraction, so people forget what the real problems are.
The first act of the PG-13 rated story, which explores the consequences and socio-economic hardships affecting the outlying districts, is particularly interesting. However, once the Hunger Games proper begins again, this time as a contrived all-star edition of past winners, the plot unfolds scene for scene lockstep with the original, with only names and concepts changed, with Harrelson warning, "Remember who the real enemy is." Instead of outrunning a forest of fire, Lawrence and her allies find themselves escaping from poisonous fog. In the first film, they face down a group of deadly dogs. Here, they've been replaced with monkeys. And while it's obvious our heroine will live to fight another day, it's less clear how that will happen. A twist revealing the unique mechanics of the arena itself, however, is a pretty awesome development, resulting in a very spectacular action sequence. Keeping with tradition for middle installments in a trilogy, this movie ends on an abrupt cliffhanger that'll either leave you eager for more or frustrated the narrative is left unresolved. Seriously though, do they not have any other form of entertainment in the future? Is this all there is to watch? Teenagers murdering each other? What about the internet or movies? Just live Hunger Games broadcasts? Although the middle portion of the film shamelessly retreads the first installment, the action and tension is improved, and the story is a more fast-paced and exciting one. The normally potent work from James Newton Howard is sadly absent, leaving us with a less than memorable score. It's just unfortunate we'll have to wait another 2 years to witness the big screen conclusion of this story, as Lionsgate has depressingly decided to, pardon the pun, take a page out of the Twilight and Harry Potter series and split the final book into 2 movies. While we wait though, this is a fun film I honestly wouldn't mind experiencing again. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire. Similar drama, but exciting execution. My final score is a 7. As with all brand new releases, there weren't enough audience reviews to formulate your score, so you'll just have to leave your thoughts as a comment below. I, for one, definitely enjoyed this picture, particularly when compared to the original, but it also ran a bit long and copied several elements from that first film, so I'm only giving it a cool.